This is rather comical, but it's also an educational experience. At least it was for me. I decided one day that I'd like to have a guinea pig. This was, oh, not too terrible long after my husband and I first got married. We lived in an apartment, and I thought, well, I might not be able to have a dog or a cat or something in that apartment, but I could have a guinea pig. So I went to the pet store and I picked out a guinea pig. And, well, being a farm girl, can't stop at one. I ended up with about three, I think. And I love those little guinea pigs. They was a lot of fun. They like to squeak and make noise, and they love to eat carrots and like the little treats and stuff. And get little hay cubes and stuff for them. And they just very comical to watch. And I got to thinking, I had showed rabbits when I'd been in 4-H as a kid, and I thought, wouldn't it be great, if you could show guinea pigs too? Maybe I could get something like that started. So I started doing a little research, and I found out that they do show guinea pigs. And they show them at rabbit shows. It's kind of a branch off of the rabbit shows. But the ones that I had, they were just generic guinea pigs. They weren't fancy enough to put in the shows. So I guess you know what that means. More guinea pigs. So I got some more guinea pigs. I got some fancier ones that they'd like at the shows, And while we weren't winning anything, at least they were a little bit upgraded, but they were just as much fun as the little mongrel guinea pigs that I'd got at the pet store. And then I decided that I'd like to expand on this. And we moved to the house, and the house was in the city, and it had a 2.5-car garage on it, which I promptly converted into my guinea pig room, much to my husband's dismay. I let him have the back portion of the garage. So we'd have a place for his tools and lawnmowers and stuff, but the most of the garage I took over. And since I had this big lion's share of the garage, I had to have custom cages built for my guinea pigs. So I built these custom cages, and they were real nice cages. And then, since I started filling these cages up and shipping guinea pigs in from all over the United States, I needed a little bit better ventilation system in that garage. So we put in an attic fan, a big industrial attic fan. And my husband was just sure that I was going to get us kicked out of town, bigger than anything. And at the same time, I got into the bulldogs too. See, so I had bulldogs in the house, I had guinea pigs in the garage. And I'm traveling all over to all kinds of places in Ohio and Indiana. I think I even ventured over into Pennsylvania, maybe down to Kentucky, and I believe there's a show in Michigan that I went to taking guinea pigs. And it was very difficult to win any kind of a big prize, with the guinea pigs. Not that, there was anything really substantial other than trophies and ribbons and stuff, but you wasn't going to get very far unless you was in the politics of showing the animals. And it's that way I found in just about anything that you're showing, whether it's horses or cattle or dogs or cats or guinea pigs, rabbits, what have you in the animal line. It tends to be very political, and it's not so much how great your animal is, and a lot of times as it is who you know. But I finally found a few little loopholes in that little political program, and I won a few trophies, and I had a whole box full of ribbons and stuff, and plaques and all sorts of things that I'd gotten there for my guinea pigs. But I think I ended up, by the time I finally decided that I had enough of showing guinea pigs and traveling all over the place, I believe I had around 300 guinea pigs in that garage. And I will never forget the look on my husband's face when he finally figured out what all I had out there. But there's all kinds of guinea pigs too. It's not just a guinea pig. They have different varieties of them based on what kind of hair they've got on them. They've got ones that they call the Americans are the short hairs, and then they got the ones they call the Abyssinians that have the swirly coats, And then they've got the longer haired ones that are the Peruvians, and uh, they've got ones they call silky, that the hair has a real sheen to it, and those come in all different hair lengths. And then you got satins that have a satiny looking coat to them, and teddies have a real curly coat on them, and all different kinds of guinea pigs. And they have, every one of them has a category that they're shown in. And I had the Americans. I had the short-haired ones, was the ones that I liked the best. And it was a lot of fun raising those guinea pigs. But probably the funniest story that I have about the guinea pigs is a friend of mine had a little boy, and he told me one day that he would love to have a pet guinea pig. And I said, well, we'd have to talk to your mama about it, because she might not want you to have a guinea pig. And so he said, well, let's talk to her. So I, I knew his mother real well, and I asked her, I said, he's told me that he'd like to have a guinea pig. And I told him we'd have to get that approved by you, because I wasn't just going to send him home with a guinea pig. And she says, well, I wouldn't mind him having a guinea pig. It would teach him some responsibility, and he'd have to learn to clean up after it and all that. She says, how do you think would best be to take care of it? And I said, well, if you put them in a cage, they have a tendency to kick the bedding out all over the place, and that tends to be a little messy if you're going to have them in the house. So I'd say, why don't you get a great big aquarium? They have a lot of room to run back and forth in a big old aquarium, and since it's a guinea pig, they don't really climb. If you put them down in that aquarium, they're not going to get out of it. I mean, there's nothing, it's glass on the sides. They can't climb up nothing. And she said, well, that sounds like a good idea. She says, well, let me get an aquarium, and I'll get the water bottle and the bowl and some feed and stuff like that. And, I'll let you know when I'm ready for it. And so it took about a week, I think. And then she called me up one day, and she says, hey, we've got everything he needs for this guinea pig, the bedding and everything. She says, could you bring one over? You want me to come after? I said, well, I'll bring it on over. And that way, I can see him get settled in his little new home, and see how well the boy likes him. And she said, well, that'd be okay. So I went out and I picked out a guinea pig that, wasn't show quality, something that he'd enjoy and get a good home. And so I took it over there to their house, and we got the aquarium all set up for him and put him in there. And the little boy said, well, what's his name? And I said, well, you can call him whatever you want to. I've been calling him Rocket. And he said, well, Rocket's a good name. I'll just call him Rocket. And I said, all righty. Well, Rocket had a good home. That was until one day that Mama decided that the aquarium needed to be aired out. So she took the aquarium with the guinea pig in it and set it out on the patio so that it could get a little bit of sun, not thinking that sun on glass probably was not a good idea. Well, this particular day I'd been gone someplace, and I come home, and there was an answering machine sitting there on the counter blinking. And I thought, well, I wonder who's been calling me today. And I flipped it on, and it was this little boy, and he is crying his heart out on that answering machine. He says, come quick, come quick, come quick. Something's bad wrong with Rocket. Come quick. Well, I grabbed the phone up, and I called over there, and his mother answered the phone, and I could tell she'd been crying the way she sounded. And I said, well, what is wrong? And she says, I did the most horrible thing, and I didn't do it on purpose. I said, well, what'd you do? And she says, I set that aquarium out on the patio to air it out a little bit today, and I didn't happen to think about the sun hitting that glass. And she says, it overheated that guinea pig, and it killed it. And I said, well, God love that baby. I said, I'll tell you what, I've got some more guinea pigs here. I said, it's not a problem. I'll bring him over another one. Maybe that'll ease his heart a little bit. And so I drove over there with another guinea pig, and when I pull in the driveway, he saw me pulling in the driveway, and he took off like somebody shot him. And I thought, well, what in the world is he doing? Well, come to find out, what was going on was his daddy was out in the backyard burying the guinea pig. And He went to tell his daddy, "Don't bury the guinea pig. Brenda's here and she's gonna fix it." Oh God, love that child. So his daddy is trying to explain to him as he's bringing him back out to the driveway where I was. That, I wasn't gonna be able to fix that guinea pig, and so he grabbed hold of me and gave me a big hug, and I hugged him back. I said, "Sweetie, I'm really sorry that something happened to Rocket." I said, "But I'll tell you what, I've got another one here that needs somebody to love it, and you can name him Rocket too if you want to." And so he took a look at that guinea pig and he says, "Well, yeah," he says, I could give him a good home." And I said, "Well, okay." I said, "I'll talk to your mama, and we'll try to teach her that that's not a good idea to put him out on the patio like she did." So he went and grabbed the pig and took it and put it in his little aquarium thing. And I went in the house to talk to his mom. And oh, she was beside herself. She says, I can't believe I was that stupid to do something like that." And says, "That is about the dumbest thing I think I've ever done in my life." She's really kicking herself. And I said, "Well, um, you know better than to do that again, don't you?" And she says, "Yes, I certainly do." And I said, "Well, I'll give him another pig." I said, "And the only thing that I'm going to ask of you is the next time you plan to have a pig roast, I wish you'd let me know first,